Hello YouTube, welcome to Retro Music Review UK. My name's Roger Swift, back here with another Retro Music Review. This is a channel where I take songs from the past, play them on old-fashioned equipment like a CD player, and talk all over them and tell you what I think about them. Now, as it currently stands right now, a couple of things you'll have noticed. I've changed the position of where I do these videos. Now, I used to be over there. Basically, I would set up the camera and do it over there. However, what I've decided to do out of laziness is basically permanently set the camera here behind where I'm sat at my desktop PC. Remember the desktop PC, eh? Remember those? Remember those? Yeah, I still have one and use it. So I edit these videos afterwards using the one. But what I've decided to do is, because there was space behind the monitor, I thought I'd just permanently set up the camera behind it like this and look up at it like this. So now I'm able, basically, before I was having to set up the camera tripod every time I wanted to do a video, which is kind of what put me off a bit doing them. I couldn't be asked to set that up whenever I wanted to do one, but now it's permanently there. All I've got to do is turn my CD player on, turn the amp on, and turn the camera on and press record on the back and sit here in my normal seat where it normally is sat. So this is now going to be where I do the videos from, looking down, from the cameras looking down on me like this. So get used to it. The old format's not going to come back. Well, the format's the same, but how it looks on camera is not going to come back. It's going to look like this now. So today I'm going to do something unique for this channel. Once again, I'm going to do what I think, I might stand corrected on this, what I'm pretty sure is the oldest CD single I've got in this collection here, because this is not from the 90s, so that's the second unique thing about this video. First time I reviewed a song which is not from the 90s, this song's from 1988. I'm going to do, this is a song called Isn't It Midnight by Fleetwood Mac, who of course were who, as my mom repeatedly keeps saying, they were the biggest band in the world at one time. Yeah, they were the biggest band in the world. I have to say, I'm a huge Fleetwood Mac fan. Now, they always say that you shouldn't take on your parents' taste, but I have, because when I was really little, every time we went anywhere in the car, in the era before when children had their own phones and they were locked into their own little worlds, we'd have to listen to our parents' choice in music. So whenever we went on long journeys or anywhere, like on holiday or out for the day, my parents had this greatest hits Fleetwood Mac tape, and I got to know all their songs. And as a result, I'm now a Fleetwood Mac fan myself. I actually have that. It was green. It's called Greatest Hits. I actually have that on CD now in my collection. But this is one song that doesn't appear on their Greatest Hits that Greatest Hits compilation. This is from their 1987 album Tango in the Night, which I have as well. Some really good songs on it. This is just basically the first sort of Fleetwood Mac song that wasn't on that Greatest Hits album that I didn't discover until many years later. It's called Isn't It Midnight. Now, what's unique about this CD single? Have a look at this. See that? Yep, this is from the era. This is not a normal one. This is a 3-inch CD single, right? So when you open it up inside like this, you get this. You get it's like that. It's actually a very small CD single, and they put that on the outside, inside the case. I'll try and click it all back together now. But basically, inside the case, you get that, to hold it all in place. But it still came, and this is the original case. I haven't replaced this. I got this on eBay. I won it in an auction. So the artwork here is some kind of painting with additional stuff on there. I don't know what to make of that. That looks like it's not like a Mona Lisa thing where she's sort of half smiling, and they put a picture of the world in here, which is that's a reference to one of the lyrics that's coming up in the song. And I have no idea what this is supposed to... No, it doesn't continue round. I have no idea what that is supposed to... It's falling apart. This is the oldest one, and I'm really damaging it here because I should look after this one because it's really old. This is from the very first early days of CDs. Now, when the CD format was new and they hadn't quite done the whole CD single thing yet, they were still doing vinyls and tapes. This is basically the record company's first forte into doing what would later become a CD single. And I think they originally had this idea of doing them on 3-inches like this. I think this was the original concept. They thought that's what CD singles would need to be on, smaller discs like that. But I think they realised over time it was just as cheap and cost effective to do on a standard size CD anyway. So that ended up becoming the format of, a few more years down the line, we ended up becoming, but from like 87 was when I think the 86, 87 was when the very first few started coming out on CD single. I don't think this is like the first thing that was ever released on a CD single. I think this wouldn't be the first, this is just the oldest one that I've got and the only example of this. But I bought it because I really like the song, and it's not on their greatest hits compilation. I'm going to play it for you now. So we're going to pop it in the CD player here. What I have done, because of in effect, is I've moved one of my CD players over here. I say I wouldn't do any more videos over there. I might do some more if I end up having to slow or down or speed up a song. But in this instance, it's providing it's just a normal CD. I've got a CD player here I can play. Another thing I need to point out is that the camera is now much closer to where the speakers are. The speakers are down here, literally. So, but I can, I can always resolve that just by turning the speakers down a bit. Another thing I ought to mention as well is now that I am actually doing the videos on this camera in front of my computer here, it means I've also got instant access to whosampled.com, discogs.com, and things like that. So if something escapes my memory and I need to double check something, I don't have to look it up later. I can literally just look it up on the fly because I've got my computer right here in front of me. So anyway, let's get this song playing, shall we? This is Isn't It Midnight by Fleetwood Mac. Here we go. Unfortunately, you don't see the CD suck into the tray and play anymore. That's gone, part of this experience. So here we go. It's going to find it any second now. Here we go. So straight away you got a boom and we're in. Nice thick bass line. There's nothing special to this song in the sense it's not like Bohemian Rhapsody, but there's no secret or anything. It's just verse, chorus, and a bridge. Bridge is excellent, excellent guitar solo in the bridge. So I'm talking over her vocals here. Very well produced. The Fleetwood Mac songs are always very well polished and really crystal. There's no rough edges around them. They're very well polished and smooth. The production values of the music is with them. Isn't it midnight on the other side of the world, which is why we got a picture of the world there. The face of a pretty girl. I think this is all relating to that. Isn't it midnight on the other side of the world, the face of a pretty girl. Yeah, it's all relevant to it. I won't talk over the next chorus. This would be a very good song live. I have heard a live version of it on YouTube. Only one. There's one live version of them doing this on YouTube, and that's really good. I'm just bopping my foot along here. I'm just really bopping my foot along here. I won't talk over this chorus. Here it comes. Guitar solo. This really shouldn't be called Retro Music Review UK. This should be Roger babbles about a song and then plays it whilst air guitaring, bopping along to it. But yeah, this is just standard. It's adult rock, isn't it? It's adult contemporary rock. But I think this is really good. I just really like this song. I think it's a gem. I think it's a Fleetwood Mac gem. I mean, I don't know why this one wasn't. This was not a hit. This was never a hit. I mean, it was released as a single, as you can see, because I have it here, but I've checked it up and it didn't get very high on the chart. It got to number 60 something. And then we go back to the chorus at the end, and then the guitar all comes together. For those who've never watched him, the drummer Mick Fleetwood he's so funny to watch when he's playing the drums because he really gets into it. He's like pulling the phases and everything. It's so funny. He clearly knows what he's doing. He's clearly got the power. So that's all I see in my head. I see Mick Fleetwood playing the drums, and then the guitar solo repeats and fades out. It's just a really good song. I really like this song a lot. So that's it now. You've heard this. There's no more lyrics in it. It just keeps repeating this guitar solo until it fades out. So but it was an interesting one because I really liked the song a lot. I won this on eBay at an auction. I only paid, I think I paid like £2.20, something like that, with the postage on. No one else outbid me. And it was just an interesting one because it's the oldest one I think I've got in the collection. Search for the only one like this, which is on the 3-inch CD single, and I'd like to put that in. Yeah. I can tell you it says Warner Brothers, WEA International Limited, 1988. It says manufactured in Germany on the back. And now I talked over a lot of that, so it begins to fade out at the end there. So that was another Retro Music Review UK from Roger Swift there. Please hit subscribe for more videos.